Talk with the GO MRI Man. Spread the knowledge. Motivate the people.
What's up? It's the MRI Man podcast. Today I got a special guest, Rad Tech Rach. We have a lot of cool topics to talk about. We're going to be talking about MRI accidents, the things we wish we knew before we got into MRI, stimulators, implants, all kind of crazy stuff. But yeah, what's up, Rach? How you doing? Thanks for joining me on this podcast. Just tell everyone a little bit about yourself and how you got into MRI, or like how you got into this social media game.
Hey Kwame, thanks so much for having me on today. My name is Rachel, the Rad Tech. I'm a triple certified Rad Tech and fairly new to posting here online on TikTok primarily, but I've been in the field for about 6 years now. And over the course of my career, I've kind of rotated around with my positions and in my specialties. So that's MRI, CT, X-ray, and currently I work a dual modality role where I work MRI and CT. But it could change. Never know what tomorrow will look like, but I really love the fast-paced environment of radiology, and that's what drew me to healthcare.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. Go follow her on TikTok. She has a really cool channel. But yeah, today we want to talk about that Long Island accident that happened, man. That MRI accident was very tragic. You guys seen it all over the news. There's so many different stories, and everything's really not out yet. And what were your thoughts initially when you first heard about this accident?
And it just blew my mind. It's the kind of thing, as a technologist, like I tell my patients I have nightmares about. Like, that's the worst case scenario, what you're prepped as a tech to avoid at all costs. These knowns, like bringing something ferromagnetic into the magnet, into zone 4. So I was in a little bit of disbelief, kind of that shock and awe set in, but my heart hasn't stopped feeling heavy for, Keith McAllister, the man who passed away, and his family, the wife he left behind. So it's something now we just have to learn from. That's all we can really do, is just pivot and think about ways at work in our career fields where we can do a better job of implementing MRI safety.
Yeah, and then, when we look back at the video, because there is a video out, you just see like there's so many things wrong with the picture. You see the walker in there. This guy has like a jacket on, and there's a person there, and there's so many questions for the students out there. Like, what would you tell a student about this whole situation? Like, what tips would you give them for MRI safety, and how could these things be avoided?
I would say, if you're brave enough to watch the video and learn from it, because there's so many red flags, so many things that went wrong that we point the finger at, and we're like, how could that have happened? Because every day in practice, we know not to bring walkers or wheelchairs or any type of immobilization devices into the MRI zone 4. So I think what I would tell students and people learning about MRI safety in particular is that you should always be on your toes. Really, don't get too comfortable, because when you get too comfortable, that's when an accident can happen.
That's true. And you'll see some techs that they've been doing it a long time. They might let things slide, let people wear certain things. I've seen all like, oh, it's okay, he's wearing jeans, they have zippers on, and they just get a little lazy, a little lax. And I feel like as a tech, you have to have some level of like paranoia, almost like, what's on you? What do you got on you? And you're just like, searching people, and it's crazy, but that's kind of like how you have to be. You're just automatically judging everyone like they have metal on them, like they're hiding something. And it's like, especially at a hospital, you got to be careful. From patients come from ER, sometimes they're not changed, and they have a gown over them, but underneath the gown they might have like some jean shorts on or something, all kind of phone, wallet, key, and then they're out of it. They might have had a stroke, and they're just sliding in. And but yeah, back to this situation. I think a lot of things could happen when somebody brings in like in this situation, like the lady brought in the guy, a family member, and this could be a little sneaky sometimes. Sometimes you can be alone. It can just be you, the patient, and the patient's family member, and the family member standing at the door. You're helping the patient on the table. Your head is down, so you're not looking, and then you look up. That family member's like halfway into the room, and you're like, "Whoa, hold up, what are you doing?" So it's like that's happened to me so many times, sadly. But so that's why it's important. I think you gotta like,
Hmm.
if they're both coming into the zone, even zone 3 or even near zone 4, it's like they gotta lock all their things up, because like it can just happen so fast. You turn around, somebody's in there, that shouldn't be in there. Um, but yeah, I think a lot of these accidents happen and we just never found out. But shout out to Tobias, right? Tobias Gilk. He's always like the detective of this,
Hmm.
and he's coming out with all kind of things. And we turn on TikTok, and you just see his face right there, just wide eyed and just like,
Yeah,
that guy's like coming in with the facts, man. So shout out to that guy. It's
I
great.
love
Yeah, it's
it.
great to have people.
Yep, that's who I'm following for all the
So follow
updates
him.
on this
But
situation.
yeah,
Hmm.
sad, tragic incident. But yeah, do you have any other MRI safety tips for the students or new techs?
Oh yeah, definitely. One thing that I'm learning actually in my studies to become an MRI safety officer or an MRSO, I'm trying to gain that credential just like our guy Tobias Gilk, MRSO,
Yeah.
MRSE. So one of the first things that I learned is that actually it's kind of contrary to what we believe as technologists in practice. We think that the number one type of accident or injury is going to be those that are
Mm,
ferromagnetic objects brought into the bore. But actually, when you look at the stats and what's reported, it's burns from RF energy.
mm,
And so I would be more precautious about ways to prevent burns, or not more precautious, but equally as precautious about that specific risk when it comes to MRI and how to prevent it. And, when it comes to clothing, the RF coil that you're using on your patient, and then also points of contact that your patient may have, skin to skin.
all right. Those are definitely good tips. RF burns. So yeah, with that, making sure you have the padding. The patient's not touching the side of the bore, that type of thing. Those are like some of the basics.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, let's keep it moving to the next topic. I wanted to talk about.
I'm gonna crack open a,
Oh
a
yeah,
little
she got.
Alani here. I saw you're sipping on
Yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah.
What you got,
Lately,
Connie?
I know, we see you on your TikTok. You're with the Alani's, but I got a little something different, man. I got the Starbucks energy drink, which a lot of people don't know they had. They have. I didn't even know that, to be honest with you. So
I didn't know they
I had
had.
no idea, man. But it's giving me some mental clarity. Not too much caffeine, 16 milligrams, plant-based caffeine, so no sugar, and
Hey,
it's doing it
nice.
for me, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's not giving me the jitters. It's I feel like Celsius a little too much. I'm not trying to feel all tingly at work. I don't know how the nurses do it, but I don't need that much, man. Maybe if I'm working out,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
What came out about Celsius recently? I didn't read the news, but
Oh,
I saw people making all
yeah,
kinds of
yeah.
memes about
There's alcohol
Celsius
in
or
it.
implying that there was.
Yeah. So people were
Ah, okay.
getting drunk drinking Celsius. So I had this
Uh,
discussion with one of my friends, man. It's just like I don't think they're not consistent. I don't know. The Celsius like I used to drink them, they're not consistent. I get one, you know, pretty good, caffeine rush, and then I drink another one. It was giving me like anxiety and palpitations. My heart was racing. I was like, whoa, like so I knew there was something wrong
oh
with it
no.
like years ago. And then this came out. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what's going on at that factory. So I question everything about Celsius now,
Yeah.
like, you know, their ingredients, and this Starbucks one's been pretty like on it. I tried a Alani too. Those were good. I switched in between coffee and energy drinks. I go back and forth, But yeah, these are hitting pretty good, man. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie.
nice. Yeah. The only thing about the Alani is they have a lot of caffeine, 200 milligrams. So I try to get the mini cans
God damn, son.
because, yeah, that's a whole.
Yeah, that's gonna be lit. But
Mm.
that's cool.
But
So
usually I'm a coffee in the morning. energy drink in the afternoon
Nice,
type of girl.
nice. Yeah, for me, coffee every day. Espresso. If I go to Starbucks, I'm getting the brown sugar shaken espresso. I talk about it a lot. Like probably my followers know what's up. Like I got them drinking that. But I got the hospital selling out the Starbucks energy drinks now. Ever since I posted it, they've been running out. So maybe I shouldn't told you guys because now I
Oh,
can't get it sometimes. But
gatekeep
should
it.
have gatekeeped it. But yeah, man, we gotta have our caffeine. That's for sure. You know, keeps us locked in, man.
That's one thing, I would have, maybe we should have saved that for later. I was going to say, that's one thing I would have told myself as a rad tech student, MRI student. You're going to need a whole lot of caffeine to get through the program or
Oh yeah,
day to day on your shift.
yeah. Studying and all that. I was drinking everything, man. Monsters,
Hmm.
everything for sure. But
Yep.
yeah, man. I was gonna tell you like yeah. So first, I want to talk about let's talk about AI, man, because I think that's a big topic.
Hmm.
Is AI taking over radiology? You know, is AI taking rad tech jobs? Is AI taking radiologist jobs? Are we going to be out of a job because of AI? You know, these are questions that are are realistic, man. Because you've seen ChatGPT, you've seen some of these new scanners. I heard that some of these new ones you don't even have to set up the scan, it's throwing slices on there for you. I wasn't on ChatGPT, wasn't letting me do it, but I was on the other one that's on X. I think it's called Gronk, and I was uploading images of MRIs, and it was reading them, and it was like pretty accurate. But so yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't
It's
know what your
wild.
thoughts on it. I'm into all the tech and all the AI stuff. I think it's pretty cool, the advancements. But what were your thoughts when those discussions started coming up, like AI and
Yeah, I think it's a hot topic and it continues to evolve because it's just a baby. I think AI and radiology is just a baby right now and we're seeing where it will take us. So it's no debate, it's the future of radiology. And I think it's been in use in ways that hasn't been as, I guess, publicized really as it is now. Like for example, in CT, we do chest exams that often get sent off to 3DR, 3D post processing.
mm,
And they use this image analysis to detect nodules. I believe it's called river rain image
mm,
analysis. So that's already been in use in
okay,
practice for a while. It's just, it doesn't have the hype around it. Like when we say AI is going to take our jobs in radiology.
yeah,
So I think it's just the future and there's some articles, it's not new. Let me pull it real quick.
hmm,
But I think summer of last year, still fairly new, but it's the Radiology Today uh,
okay, oh yeah,
subscription.
yeah, I get that.
I need to subscribe. I made copies, obviously, from somebody at work.
Yeah, I was like, mine don't look like that though. Hey, they're gonna
It's the
she's
black and white
she's
edition.
bootlegging them. You're gonna go down. They're gonna get you, man.
You didn't see that here.
Dang, she's selling them $5.99.
Uh,
But that's crazy, dude. I never seen anyone do
link
that.
in
She's locked
bio.
in.
Link in bio.
She's locked in, man. She's got copies of Radiology Today, which that's I'm trying to make the cover, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to get on the cover of
Yeah.
Radiology Today.
Radiology
It's my
Today,
dream.
ASRT,
I want
ARC,
all that,
or
man.
yes, you got
Dude,
to put it out
ASRT's been
there.
dodging
Just
me.
put it out
Yeah,
there.
that's true. They've been dodging me, man. I think some of my memes, but I'm a good tech though, man. I joke a lot, but hey, my YouTube channel is like it's pretty legit, man.
That's the
But
thing about it. It's like you can't fully be yourself to a degree if you don't want to limit yourself. That's what I think I'm learning, unfortunately.
yeah, that's true.
To a degree, not
To a
outright.
degree. To a degree.
But what I was gonna say, some of my takeaways from this edition, granted it's a year old, was that also, um, like the practical uses of AI are gonna increase the demand on the radiologist workload. So take
Mm,
those riverine image analysis, that we
yes.
were talking about earlier. Also, they're talking about different ways to extract more data out of DEXA scans, so it's more comprehensive, so that more
Hmm.
people who do have osteoporosis or precursors have earlier indication of it. So imagine all this extra data, images that's being extracted with AI. It's gonna more so burden the radiologists. But
Oh yeah,
then again, what are those dictation tools that they're using? That's AI too. That's helping the
that's true.
radiologists when they're speaking into those dictation tools and it's
Yeah.
transcribing it electronically. So I think the positives of AI in healthcare need to be highlighted a little bit more. But it's obviously fun to say the more dramatic things like, these AI robots eventually are going to take our
Mm-hmm.
jobs. And
Yeah.
what do you think personally? Where do you think we're heading with AI and
Okay.
healthcare,
So
and
I
for
think
MRI specifically?
for MRI specifically, I'm thinking the scans are going to get faster, which they already are. So I think we're going to
Hmm.
say standard is going to be like 12 minutes for a brain, 10 minutes for a brain, or 9 minutes, something crazy,
Yeah.
like super fast. And then, like you said, the rads are going to be required to read more because they're going to be like, hey, look, AI is already like dictating this. You just got to review it, make sure. So now you got to do double the work. Tech's got to do double the scans instead of
Hmm.
and whatever 12 hours instead of doing, 26, they're doing 38, 40. There's always
Yeah.
somebody out there that is like, yeah, we're already doing that. Oh, that's nothing. So I'm like, it's just going to become standard, faster workflow, but with this comes more accidents, more problems. That's how I see it. And then I also think a lot of us are going to be scanning on multiple scanners, whether it be at work or from home. So they'll probably have us like, you know, working two different monitors, so we're doing double the work. So I think that's what it's
Yeah.
about in healthcare. Unfortunately, it's just trying to like just maximize the amount of scans, productivity. So I think they're all for AI. Radiologists are going to try to push back, techs are going to push back, but it's just like anything. It's just like Google. You'll see rads on Google googling like anatomy. It's just so much stuff to to keep in your head. Even the radiologists, they're on there looking at things, and it's just so much information. I think AI is a good tool. The thing is like how accurate is it, and who's regulating it, and but if we have somebody like a that's really behind it, a state, or I guess the government's going to be behind it, like OpenAI, ChatGPT, is that going to be what we're using in healthcare? I mean, we all Google stuff. I Google like diseases, pathology, so it's like, why not have a standard AI for the medical field? I think it's just going to make everything a lot easier. But yeah, I'm all for it. Just we got to have a standard and someone regulating it, and that's about it. That's what I think. But yeah, the other thing I want to talk to you about is because on my YouTube we have a lot of students on here. I want to talk about the things that you wish you knew before you got into MRI. What are some of those things that you had no idea about?
I had no idea that healthcare is truly a business. And I think a lot of us get into it either for, well, I got into it because I want to take care of people. I knew that I always wanted to work in healthcare in some facet. So I was drawn to the care aspect of it. But it's either that or the appeal of the money or all of it together, right? It's a complete package.
Hmm.
But ultimately, at the end of the day, I think we're expendable as employees. And so you can't put too much weight or value on yourself as an individual in the company per se, because it is a business. So much that some companies call their patients customers, right? So
Yep.
that's one thing I wish I would have known.
Yeah, I agree. I remember I was doing my clinicals at this place, and it's a popular chain, and it was just insane, like how fast they wanted me to screen the patient, get them on the table. A lot of times they weren't even changing the patient, and this is just kind of how I was trained. And I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy! This is nothing like I visioned it." And it was
Yeah.
just like double the workflow. A lot of the techs that worked there didn't have full time, but they would work overtime, and they didn't have benefits, and they had students running the place, and it was like, I was like, wow,
Mm.
this is how you run a business. I mean, if you look at it, this is how you save money and maximize your income, your gross, and yeah, it was crazy. And I was just like, all right, this is how it is. But I don't think all places are like that. But
Yeah.
you get into the hospital and you see it's kind of crazy, how much they charge. I saw this there's this MMA fighter. He posted like, hey, look, I got a CT and I think an X-ray, but the total for everything was like 30 grand or something. And I was just like, what the heck?
Oof.
Like, so it's crazy how much they could charge. And I mean, it's insane the amount of like money though, like in a hospital that it takes to like scan someone. If you think about it, you got the radiologists, you got the transporters, you got the nurses, you got the techs, you got, they're charging you for everything, the lunch, the needles, the supplies, the cleaning person. Like you have to go through like the room, the it's just like it starts adding up. And it's sad because most Americans cannot pay this. You know what I mean? 30 grand.
Yeah.
That's like a whole
It's
car right there. You know what I
unbelievable.
mean? It's like a Toyota or something. It's like that's nothing though. I mean, it goes higher than that, right? If you get surgery. And so it's like that's the tough part. I'm like, I wish we had a better system, for the people. But
Hmm.
it's insane. It is definitely a business, but it's our job to just kind of like, you know, make patients feel like, basically like family, like feel welcome and not feel like a number or like, cash or whatever they are.
Yeah.
They're looking at them, it's crazy.
That's where I find the joy in it for sure. And my job is taking good
Hmm.
care, quality patient care.
Do you have like a moment where, like a memorable moment where you helped a patient and you felt like pretty good about it? Or I got
Oh
some good
yeah,
responses.
totally. Um, there's so many, but the first one I thought of is the most vivid in my mind, and it was a patient I was scanning in the hospital, but outpatient basis. So uh, there was a point throughout the day where this hospital would schedule a few outpatients. So she came in and she was extremely, or I should just say, this patient was extremely claustrophobic. And in the process, they shared with me why they were claustrophobic. And it was just a very traumatic thing that you don't tell anybody off the street. But she told me in confidence, after the scan. And it was like I earned her trust in a way. So even though I didn't really necessarily
Hmm.
want to know these details because they were super traumatic, and that's something you should know too about going into healthcare is that you'll get traumatized in the process by your patients, but it was also very
Yeah.
rewarding. How about you? What stands out in your mind?
Well, just working at an outpatient in my early years, I scanned a lot of people, just scanned a lot of people. We did a lot of breast cancer patients and a lot of like biopsies and stuff like that. And I'm in a small town currently, less than 30,000 people, and yeah, I would go out and I get my hair cut, and the guy who cut my hair, he's like, "Hey, you scanned my wife, and they found her cancer, and she's better now." And he
Hmm.
just seemed like he had a lot of respect for me, when I went there, and he was really happy about it, and kind of gives you a good feeling inside, like, wow, I actually, did something for somebody here and their family. And it was a guy that's been a barber there for, I don't know, many years. He's like popular around town. So I'm like, oh, it's cool, And this is like when I kind of first moved to this town. So I was like, I had a good rep. And then everywhere I would go, I'd drop off my kid and I see the guy crossing guard and, scanned his hip and he had hip surgery. And it's just like, you just go around and it's like this town and it's like all these people like just know you and remember
Hmm.
you and they come back and hey, you guys found my tumor and they got removed. I'm able to see my grandkids for the holidays. Thank you. And then,
Yeah.
you get the little grandma hugs and they'll bring you some cookies or something. It's cool, man. It's a good feeling. So it's like, you feel like you get that feeling you're doing God's work. You're doing something good, and it's like good karma. And I was like, wow, all the good things that we're doing here is just like something good's got to come. You got to get something good back, some good energy back. So it's cool to be known around town for that. And then it sucks because I'm working out of the town now. And people do miss me. They're like, hey, you don't work there anymore. And I'm just like, nah. And it's like, kind of sucks too because outpatients they don't pay you as well as a hospital. So like,
Hmm.
it's just like we live in California, stuff is expensive. So it's like, you know, I got to do what I got to do. But that's one thing I didn't know. I didn't know the amount of like respect that people will give you, even people of high status. People that own over here. It's all about vineyards. People that own vineyards, ranches, and they'll show you a lot of respect. I mean, it's just like just because of the skills that you have and the
Hmm.
professionalism. So that's pretty cool. It's a respectable job for sure. So it's nice to have people depend on you and ask you to stay overtime, or you got doctors like, oh, please do this. So it's like it's cool to have that pool sometimes, man. It's a good feeling. You're like, or if you don't show up, people are freaking out. So it's like it's cool. That's another thing. It's like, gain your skills and be that person that is needed, because I think that's what it's about too. When you could, that's what separates you from a good tech, right? Just like the amount of knowledge you have and different scans you can do, stuff like that. Um, but yeah, besides the tech skills, what are your tips for being like having good patient care? Like, what are your tips to these new students?
I would say this is something actually I'm still learning, or I just learned, and this is my sixth
Hmm.
year being a technologist. But good patient care
Hmm.
is not about only your perception of what good patient care is and what that looks like, but it's almost entirely about the patient's perspective and how they see the care that you're giving them or how they perceive it. So it's almost a little bit of knowing how to read your patient or feel them out and know what they need. Not
Mm.
just how to do your job duties, your
Hmm.
job responsibilities, but what does this patient need from me? And how can I best provide that? So you got to set your
Yeah,
ego aside a little
I
bit, I
see.
think.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Set the ego aside and really just try to talk to them, like you said, and see what kind of feel what they're going through. Um, I mean, a lot of them they just want somebody to care about them and to understand. They can roll up, like especially at hospital, they can roll up. They'll roll up in there, and then they see you guys, laughing, happy, and this and that, and they're just like, to them, it's not a
Yeah.
joke too. So it's like you kind of got to make it about them, their time, and just talk to them. And a lot of them are just scared of the outcome. And what I tell them is like, hey, look, you know you don't really have any control right now. We don't know what's going on. So, but you're here, you're taking the steps. It's the unknown. We're going to find out. And all you can do is go from there, man. Like, and have faith that there's going to be a way for you to get better. That's all you can really do. Cause a lot of them are scared, but they don't even know what's going on yet. So it's like, we have to find out. Like, you have to take the steps and be brave. But yeah, and it's tough. It's tough. Like you said, you're gonna get traumatized. You're gonna see some things. And are you working in a
Currently, I
hospital
work
right now?
outpatient. Yeah.
In an outpatient? Yeah. So, I mean, when you were new, were there some things that you seen and it kind of just like, you had a quiet ride home kind of thing, or it's
Yeah.
stuck in your head, or I'm
Almost
sure you
every
heard some
day.
stories.
But oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
it's
And the reason I laugh, and I think the reason that all
yeah,
of us laugh is because it's a trauma response, right? Like dark humor is a trauma response
yeah,
that a lot of us in healthcare have. So that's why I
yes,
laugh there. But people who watch
yeah,
this will understand that, I think. But oh yeah, many times.
yeah. So I think I see people, new students come in, they're kind of sad about that part, but I'm just like, hey, this is the reality of things. People are gonna get sick, and people are dying, man. Sometimes hey, I tell them like, hey, a lot of them get better, and we're here to be in that process. But it's the reality of life. That's why I tell people, I'm like, this is real life stuff. This is part of why
Yeah,
we're
I mean,
here.
it's
But
sad, but that's what we're there for. Diagnostic
it is a
imaging
sad part.
is
But
we're pivotal to be able for the doctors to know what decision to make and like those crucial. diagnosis. So that's one way I kind of tricked myself to get through it too. It's like it is important work.
I know there's a lot of techs worried
Oh,
about getting a job
hmm
after school. That's like the number one thing here in especially California. People are lost. Do
oh
you have any
yeah,
advice
because
for them?
that's a great point. The market is very saturated,
Mm-hmm.
and the same case was true for me. Actually, the school where I went and where I graduated from, it was the only radiology program in the area. So it was a common argument as well, and a fear among my coworkers or the students, I guess, cohorts at the time, that they were afraid they would graduate and not be able to find a job. So it's the same case, yeah, here in California. And there's a program called Gurnick
Yep.
University, and I've known
Mm-hmm.
techs that graduated from the university that I've worked with personally that have really had a hard time with job placement. Um, so I think it just depends on where you want to work. If you want to work in a specific state, look
Mm-hmm.
at the credentialing that you need to work there, or if you want to travel, because that's a crucial piece of information that's not,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a hot topic when
It
you talk
is.
about radiology, but credentialing and what you need to obtain a job and the market where you want to work is very important information taken into consideration, so you don't get stuck and feel like you're gonna have to go a year, 2 3 years, like one of the new hires at my job,
Man.
he went 2 years without finding job
Mm.
placement. So
Jesus. It's the reality. I mean, it's saturated, especially California. I know SoCal, a lot of schools. But yeah, just look that up before you go to school. Know the job market. Talk to some other techs.
willing to
Be
move.
willing to move if you have to. Just keep it in mind because the schools ain't gonna tell you, "Hey, there's no jobs around here. Don't sign
Yep.
up." They want your money, obviously. You know. So yeah, just look into that and or maybe try to get into a hospital somehow as a transporter. Start making some connections there, but it is tough out here. MRI is getting more popular. X-ray is getting more popular. There's a lot of influencers now, a lot of social media stuff going on that definitely helps the jobs grow. And there's a lot of these older techs that just don't want to retire because you could do MRI for a long time if you wanted to. I mean, it doesn't require a whole lot of like, we're not doing construction. You're at a desk, little lifting in here, but if you stay in good shape, I see techs that are like 65 still scanning, and it's like, good, retire, bro. Like, you buy your house for like 15
Yeah.
grand, get out of here. Like, you know what I mean?
When you're a student and you're taking credentialing into consideration for where you want to go to school or where you want to work and get hired, it just makes
Mm-hmm,
me
mm-hmm.
think about the situation that also happened in New York State. I don't know if you heard or read much into it, but there was some controversy with JPU, John Patrick University, which is this radiology school, right? And
Yeah, I did hear
they
about
were
that.
in the news for a little while, hot topic. Unfortunately, because uh,
Mm-hmm.
students were afraid they weren't going to be able to sit for their radiography boards. And alumni were getting these letters.
Mm-hmm.
People were sending me their letters that their licenses were going to be revoked. And, luckily that subsided. It's still kind of sketchy though. So just, I guess, take that into consideration too, is where you're spending your money. Yeah. Make sure
Make
they're
sure the
legit
school's
because you're
legit.
investing so much in your
It's a lot of money.
future.
Yeah, so it's Halloween. So what, you got any movies you
Oh, for
recommend
tech
for the
specifically,
techs out
or
there? Yeah, like Final Destination,
yeah, I
man. Let's
mean,
talk about it.
for
The
sure, for
MRI
sure, you got
scene,
to check
dude.
it out,
It's
especially if
crazy.
you're gonna get into MRI, to medical imaging, because not that it was super accurate, okay, but
Not at all, man.
yeah, it'll stick
Not at
with you.
all. That was the craziest MRI scene I've ever seen in my life, dude. That was so dramatic. The
Spoiler alert.
whatever, dude. I don't care. Spoiler alert. You guys should have seen it already, but yeah, the dude gets folded into the machine. What is it? A
Hmm.
wheelchair hits him, right? A wheelchair hits him, and then he gets folded into the machine. like a sandwich. Yeah, it's crazy, man. You guys got to check it out. It's really gory. It's the whole movie's is nuts. So if you're not into the gore or you can't stomach it, yeah, it's not gonna be for you. But it's
Worth a
nonstop,
watch, I think
nonstop.
personally. I need to
Check it
rewatch
out.
it.
Amazon, Amazon Prime.
Especially the vending machine scene. Yeah.
Oh, the coil thing, the little spring shoots out and then just hits a dude like boom, and then
Yeah.
it like
I think that's
spins
what I
it.
envisioned as a new tech would
Freaking
happen when you
nuts, man.
scan like an aneurysm coil. Just corkscrew effect. Just
Yeah, dude.
what a
Oh,
nightmare.
that's terrifying. Yeah, someone to come in there. Jesus. Um, yeah, that would be crazy. The only thing I wish they would have added in the movie is like a security guard come in there with a
Yeah.
gun, because like they know there's been gun accidents. Because they say like the gun can like something with the pin and the trigger, the magnet can pull it and fire the gun, which is freaking. I forgot. I think
It's
Tobias broke
insane.
that down, but I was like, what the hell? That is freaking nuts, man. Because we scan inmates and stuff, and the security guards come with their guns. I'm like,
Mhm.
dude, like it's dangerous, dude. You can die doing the job. Like, so I was like, you just never know. I mean, overall, it's
Yeah.
safe, but it's a lot of responsibility, man. Sometimes I think about that. I'm like, this is like a lot of responsibility. Like, I'm telling you, dude, this heavy machinery right here.
Patients think
Like,
we're
you got to
paranoid,
take
but
this
we are.
serious, bro.
It is for a good reason. We don't want you to get shot or electrocuted with your pacemaker or
Mm-hmm.
stimulator, Lululemon leggings.
Lululemons. It's funny when they're wearing the leggings. They're like, "Are those Lululemon?"
Like, but are
And they're
they
like, "No,
athletic
they're
wear?
Target."
Like, that's the whole point.
You're like, "All right, yeah, that's the whole point." Yeah,
Hmm.
but it's kind of funny.
What
People are
brand?
like, "What? Like, why are you asking me what they are? What brand?" It's change, I guess. Yeah, it's like, yeah. I mean, if you really think about it, yeah, we are kind of paranoid, but it is what it is, man. Everyone else, CT, you don't really have to do that, but
Just take any metal outside of the scan area so it doesn't create an artifact and you're good. But that's where a lot of misconception
mhm.
comes from when you're working MRI. They're like,
Nice.
I've had MRI before. No, you had a CT.
Mm,
Yeah, exactly.
no, you haven't.
Do you have any pet peeves as a tech?
I think with the patients when we start going in I learned how to deal with it now, but when we just start going into a circle, like it just drives me crazy, dude. Like when the patient comes, they're like, we're doing a left knee, but they're like, oh, but what about my back? And then I'm like, well, we don't have an order for your back, we don't have the authorization, we can't call a doc, it's going to take too long. And they're like, all right, well, my knee's hurting and this and that, and they start talking about, oh, how I fell on my knee, but it's actually my back, so can we do my on my back? No, we can't do the back. So he's like, they keep going in like this circle, and they're like, oh wait, no, hold on. Then they take out their phone, I'm gonna call my doctor right now. And it's like, what are you doing? And then they refuse to get off the phone.
Yeah.
Then they'll go walk to the front, and you're just like, what are you doing? Like, but I learned how to diffuse that situation, because like you gotta intervene. Like, you gotta be like, hey, look, we don't have time right
Mhm.
now. We can do your knee. It's up to you. If you don't want to do your knee, you can leave now. But we're on a tight schedule. I'm sorry. Like, you gotta like really get that in. Because when I was new, I'd be really nice. And I'd be like, oh well, let's see if we can add you on. And then it's just a nightmare if you don't have time. If you have like these little 20-minute slots. But yeah, that kind of stuff would drive me kind of crazy, especially if they get really mad and they start blaming you, and you're like, I'm just, I wasn't the scheduler. Like,
Yeah.
that's one thing that's, you're just like, come on, dude. Well, there's a lot of pet peeves, dude. When they get on the table, they've been waiting out there for 30 minutes. They get on the table. Oh, I have to use the bathroom. And you're just like, dude,
I
what?
gotta pee.
Or, or if they're like, have bad veins, and then they come in, they're like, oh, no one ever gets my veins. It's always has to be like started with an ultrasound. And it's like, dude,
Hmm.
you waited this long to tell us that? Like,
You gotta use a butterfly, and you can only
yeah.
use my left wrist.
Yeah, it's like the worst. And you're just like, dude. sometimes,
They're like, there's only one phlebotomist named Jerry that can get it.
yeah, and
Great, thanks for
thank
telling
you.
me.
Yeah, and
They're never hydrated.
never hydrated. And then the whole time you're starting IV, they're telling you like stuff that you're not gonna get it. They're just all negative. They're like, yeah, you're gonna get it. You can try it. You're gonna get it. And you're just like,
And
man.
they're always a
But
nurse
when you do
too.
get it,
Oh, that's kind of a hot take, but they're usually a nurse.
yeah. Or their
Or yeah,
granddaughter's a
their
nurse or
daughter.
something. Like, oh, my granddaughter's a nurse. It's always the best prestige place too. At fucking
Stanford,
Stanford.
UC.
And they're just director, and you're just like, what? Like,
Like,
that's
how does that
crazy.
relate to why you're here
But
today?
yeah, they're always, I don't know. What about you? You have any pet peeves
But
or
the biggest are
things you don't
just,
like?
they always have to do with patients fighting me back about something when it has to do with their safety. So whether it's changing out of certain items that definitely pose like a safety risk, like anything thermal, or like a glucose monitor, a medication patch, yeah, anything like that. Or
Oh, they freak out.
especially
Yeah.
when they've had an injury to their eye with metal that something's been removed, like shrapnel, but they're like, it's fine, it's fine. It's no big deal. I don't need an X-ray.
Hmm.
I'm good. I've had MRI, and you look and it was a CT,
I,
and you're going in for your C-spine. I'm sorry, sir. I
oh,
can't
yeah, it's
let
always
you.
a CT.
Or I don't know if they do this to you. They're like, can I just fill out a new screening form?
Had
It's never happened. Ooh,
I seen some other texts let
risky.
that slide. The OGs.
Ooh,
They'll be like,
I
just
didn't
mark
see
no, and I'm just
anything.
like, not my scan, not my scan. My pet peeve with usually students or newer techs, they will, okay, they already been trained, they're scanning, and then they'll blame the person who trained them. They'll be like, oh, Ed never showed me that or something. And it's like something so basic, but you're just like, dude, you should know you need to do axial T1 pre before giving contrast, bro. Like, oh, my trainer never told me. Like, dude, shut up. Like, you're lying. Like, you're still trying to blame the trainer after like a year and a half. You're like, you can't do that anymore. You've been on your own. Like, or they'll be like, they'll have like a wrap, whatever, and they need to, they need to change the no phase wrap or whatever, and they'll blame the protocol. They'll be like, oh, bad protocol. I will talk to Ed. Don't know why this happened. And the radiologists sometimes they don't really know. They're like, what? And then they'll let it slide, and you're just like, come on, dude. You gotta take responsibility for your, when you mess up, you gotta be like, yo, I messed up. How can I fix this? Because you're never gonna learn, dude. If you keep
Yeah,
blaming someone
definitely
else
take
or a protocol,
ownership.
it's like, dude, just own up to it. Like, because like those people just want to be perfect. Yeah, take ownership, man. Those are like, to me, I'm just like, come on, dude. I have more respect if you just admit it. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
like you said, you're not going to learn otherwise. Just set the ego
Yeah,
aside,
I
and
made all those mistakes,
it's
but
fine.
yeah,
So you have a lot of students
yeah.
where you work?
Nah, not where I'm at, but where I used to work at the outpatient, we had a bunch coming in. So there was always, I seen them all the excuses, or you know, I seen the anger in the trainer when they train them, or it's hilarious, dude. Like, because you got to have a lot of patience training a student, and for 8 months or 9 months, whatever it is, it's crazy. And then I just remember seeing my the senior tech just like getting frustrated, walking away, you know, like, oh, like I remember this dude scan the wrong patient, or scan the right patient under the wrong name or
Hmm.
something, and then like you have to like do all this editing. And then I just remember the trainer seeing that and just like walking away, and he just went outside. He was just standing outside
It's
looking at
triggered.
the mountains and shit. I was like, this guy just wants to retire, dude. He's done.
Oh man.
Like, he's losing it. He's losing it. He had to train. He trained so many people. He trained me, first of all, but he trained like,
Yeah.
I don't know, everybody, dude. Like 8 techs, like at least. And I was like, he dealt with a lot, dude. So shout out to Ed, man. That
Where
guy
I work
freaking
now, this is the
freaking
first
G,
site
man.
I've ever had students,
But
but
yeah,
granted, I'm not doing majority of the training. I'm doing a fraction of it, but I really love training students, new techs. Um, at my last job, I cross trained two CT techs to do MR.
nice.
But my biggest pet peeve was just when they would make a mistake. When someone that learns from me makes a mistake, and like you said, somehow they kind of blame it on the person who trained them.
Hmm.
or just play dumb, or I didn't know. And you can
Oh
remember
yeah,
the date
yeah.
and the time that you told them otherwise. Like, come
I
on
didn't
now.
know. Like,
Come on.
you have to cover the kidneys on the
Right?
abdomen? I didn't know that. What? Yeah, stuff like that just drives me crazy, dude. You're just like, dude. Or they'll be like, you'll be off a day and someone else will be training them. They'll be like, oh, James doesn't scan it this way. And you're just like,
Yeah.
motherfucker, like, I'm training you. Don't listen to everybody else. Like, I'm going to train
Mhm.
you. And then after you're done training, you do whatever you want. But stop comparing it, because there's different ways and different styles of scanning. Just like I can compare it to a lot of different things. There's a standard for, let's say, like, let's just say boxing. There's a standard of ways, there's different styles of boxing, right? There's the Philly shell, there's a Mike Tyson peekaboo, there's different
Yeah.
styles. They all get the job done. Just like scanning, I feel like there's all different styles and different like parameters you use, different setups, and they're all kind of the right way. I say it's the right way is if the damn radiologist has
Mhm.
been reading your scans for 5 years, you've been doing it right. So what's this person to tell you
Yeah.
that you're doing it wrong? You're not doing it wrong. They've been reading it. You're fine. So that's what I learned. Like, because people would just criticize me of things I did, but I'm just like, they're just, I don't know if they have like a
Yeah.
not obsessed OCD kind of. A lot of people have that OCD, like, oh, and they have to move your scan like one little millimeter,
Mhm.
and you're just like, what? Like, get off my back, dude. So it's like, don't be discouraged in that with that. So that's
Yeah.
why I stand on business on my scans. I'm like, this is right. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is how I'm gonna train them. But then there'll always be someone in the background like, you're gonna tell them to do it that way, and you're just like, dude, shut up, man. Let me train. Like, so that's the only thing. Like, I like training too, but
Yeah.
I don't like the people in the backseat drivers. This is
Mhm.
like, dude, if I'm gonna train, let me train. Like, but I don't mind training either, as long as people let me do my thing and there's not like four other elder, because I worked with a lot of elder techs that have been doing it like 20 years. So that's why they'd be like, oh, you're gonna train, you only have
Yeah.
9
If
years,
I'm
I have
gonna
20.
train
And just like,
someone, the only thing I
I don't know.
expect is
So
for you to listen and retain the information, because I don't want to repeat myself and be a broken record. I'm not gonna say the same thing 5 times. Like, get a notebook and write it down.
yeah,
That's my only expectation. Just be here to work. Yeah.
yeah, write it down. Not on sticky notes either. The
Yeah.
sticky notes don't do nothing, dude. I hate when they have like 10 sticky notes and they're doing. I'm like, nah, you're gonna lose those by the end of the day.
Put them all on a bigger
Nope.
piece of paper
Nope.
and tape it down. Something.
Notebook. Have a
Notebook.
dedicated notebook. Yeah, that's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
You seen anything new with implants these days? New types or safety changes?
I'm trying to
Those can
think.
be
The weirdest
freaky.
implant I saw was like this cochlear ear implant. It was such a weird one. It was saying that we had to wrap the side of their ear with gauze or
Those are so
something. I don't
sketchy.
know. It was so far back, but I didn't feel comfortable scanning it.
I know which
But
one you're talking about, I think.
yeah, I was just like,
Yeah.
what is this, man? Like, so those are always weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I got used to doing the pacemakers are cool now with the Medtronic. They have like a tablet now, and they have a remote. You put the remote
Oh,
over the
so you're
pacemaker,
doing that?
and you can put it in the MRI mode, or they call it Sure Scan. Yeah,
Um,
we were doing it for a long time, but now they're having the nurse do it, which I don't know, whatever. There was an incident at another site, but yeah, it's pretty easy. It does everything.
oh
Interrogates the
yeah.
pacemaker, puts it at a certain rate, and it stays at that rate when they go into the magnetic field. They'll stay at this BPM. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Good. We don't have to have a rep there for Medtronic. That's cool. And we do like St. Jude's pacemakers. A rep will come in for those, and that's all they do, I guess, all day. Yeah, a lot of pacemakers, a lot of neuro like spine stimulators, a few different kinds, Medtronics, and some other one. They have some of them have weird remotes that just have
It
lights
like
on
boots
them,
up.
and you have to like hold the button for 5 seconds, and then
It's
the
so
light will come on.
sketchy.
And I'm like, dude, yeah. I'm like, what is this thing, dude? I'm like, you couldn't make one with a little LCD screen. Like some of them have those, but it's like, dude, what? And they expect this little 7-year-old grandma to know how to use
It's
it. It's
always
like, come on,
dead
dude.
too, or
All the
it doesn't
safety
have any
hazards.
charge.
It's always
They
dead.
haven't used it in 5 years. It doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, the box, no instructions. I'm like, dude, come on. So we're just on looking through this 100-page manual online. It's the worst. It's the worst.
How about
Gotta
those
takes
sleep
patience.
apnea stimulators?
Just go line.
It's called the Inspire. It's pretty wild. It seems like they can create a stimulator for any nerve in your body because we've got spinal stimulators. The s- the one for sleep apnea is
That's
for what,
freaking
the
insane.
olfactory nerve? No, whichever one controls the tongue, I guess, to prevent it from
Oh wow.
uh, obstructing your breathing while you're sleeping. It's wild. Yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy. Dang, that's pretty cool. Speaking of that, I was watching a Black Mirror episode, and there's this like I don't know if you watched Black Mirror, but there's this episode, the new season where this lady, she's having I don't know if she's like dying or she's having some neuro problems. It's with her brain,
Mm-hmm.
and they have this implant that'll help her. I think it's just maybe she's having seizures or anyway, they put this implant, but there's a fee for the implant. Like you have to pay like a monthly fee for it to work. And she's living her life, blah blah blah. But then the money it starts going up. They're like, oh, now it's like whatever, $400 a month. They're like $400. We're like, well, if you can't afford that, like you can get the one with the ads. So they started playing ads
Oh, that's
on her
wild.
implant, and then she would say random ads. She'd be like, drink Starbucks or whatever, you know what I mean? And the husband's like, what the hell? Yeah. So then like they kept
Wow.
upping the price for the implant, and then yeah, it was like what the hell. So it just kind of reminds me of like Neuralink. The Elon Musk has that. I guess just implant they're going to be able to put into people's brains that are having I don't know, like I don't know, for instance, they can't see or they're having some kind of neurological problems, or you can upload also in Black Mirror you could upload like skills, like if you wanted to learn how to draw good or whatever, like, and you would just get all that information right away, and then you'll be able to do anything. You know all these facts, like the more money you paid. Um, but that's what Neuralink's about. That new implant. I guess you'll be able to just gain like you'll just be like a computer basically. You can
Wow.
upload any kind of skill you want. So maybe you'll be able to become a doctor overnight. I don't know. It's crazy. But then there's also this guy that's like he's paralyzed, and he was able to play a video game like with his mind basically, and like he was just looking at this computer and control a mouse. So I'm like, it's crazy. So it's already in trials. Like I think it's passing. So people are gonna start having that
Right.
implant, the Neuralink. So it's kind of like some Matrix type of thing, like when Neo got implanted and he
Mhm.
learned, like he became a black belt like in seconds. He's like, phew, like
It's
dude, I know
wild to
jujitsu
think
now. Like
about.
it's crazy, bro. Like so. I don't know. The future is kind of wild. You start thinking about things like that. I'm just like, and I'm like, people gonna have ChatGPT in their mind, so you're just talking to them, they're just spitting out facts. You're just like, what's real anymore? So it's like we're already living in this freaking matrix kind of
Mm-hmm.
world right now, dude. Like we're all like kind of like androids. We carrying them on our hip,
VR headsets.
And
Yeah.
you got the metaverse glasses, you got VR. It's crazy, man.
At a certain point, you just got to disconnect and touch some
It's
grass,
insane. So
get out in nature,
yeah, man.
camp,
Kind of what?
cannonball in a pond, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Ah, man. But yeah, it's gonna be a trip, dude. Like something, but it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
You just never know what this new generation will be like. You
Hmm.
saw that the Apple VR, people walking around with that on their head, and it's just like, what the hell, dude? Like it's like alternate universe kind of thing.
Oh, I wanted to show you my, well, you saw it in the TikTok video, but my MRSO binder, I mean, with all the stickers from your shop. Shout out MRI
Oh
Man
yeah, that's dope.
store.
Yeah,
I saw you got some
shout
new
out. Thank you.
badge reels for Halloween.
Shout out. Check out my store. It's on Etsy, guys. Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah. I'll post
the
a link, guys. I got
gadget low
new
one.
reels, Halloween
Yeah.
stuff. You guys gotta check that out. But yeah,
Whoa.
Yeah, that was cool, huh?
Googly eyed.
All right.
Sorry, my
Can you
light is very
let's see.
bright, so when I'm getting closer
Can
to the
you guess
screen.
what this is? Let me see if I can I zoom in here? Hold on, let me see.
Well, it's a coronal axial orbit, but is it the same artifact on
Let me
both?
see if I can like zoom in.
Is the same artifact on the
What do you
first?
think that
Oh, it's an
is?
animal. I'm like, because I thought it was artifact
Like,
on the
it's an
axial.
animal.
I was like, is that brain wrapping into itself or
That's what I'm
what?
trying. You're like, it's an animal, dude.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, it has
No,
tiny
no,
little
no. It's
mouth,
two. It's like an
and the
axial and a
eyes are
coronal.
pointing
But like,
out
can you
this
guess what
way.
animal this is? Can you see it?
Is it some kind of rodent? That's a dog? It's
I like this
Chihuahua?
too. It's a dog. It's a type
A
of dog.
terrier? A dog? Oh, a
Nope.
pug. Oh my god.
The eyes pop out. Yeah,
I
this
have
is a
an X-ray
pug,
of one
man.
of my dogs.
Yeah, dude.
I can
It's
send
crazy,
it
huh?
to you later. Oh,
Yeah,
one of
this is
my good friends and prior coworkers,
it's a
she was a
pug.
vet radiologic technologist before she
It's
was
a
a
pug.
actual rad tech in MRI. So she had a bunch of notes scanning from. I thought it was some distorted image. I was like, why does the
Oh,
brain
it's
look
pretty cool.
like that? It's a wig
I've seen this one before.
or hair extensions.
You know what that is? Yeah, hair extensions. Talking about,
It's
nah, I
always
don't have a
nah.
wig on. And this
I
comes
got
up.
nothing under here. I
It's
got
denying it, dude.
nothing. This is my real hair.
You're like, there's no metal. I mean, it's it's tough, man. I mean, you got no like a little bit of hair and
Yeah.
you have a wig. It's like they don't want to be embarrassed or like the secret's
It's
out.
this
You're just like,
whole
come
thing
on.
about
Like, we're just
like
trying to scan your
clocking it.
brain, dude.
They don't want it to be clocked. So you got to befriend them a little bit. I had a hilarious patient once that I tried to scan her multiple times without making her take her wig off just to appease her because she was very sensitive about it. She lost her hair during, yeah, cancer battle. But by the end of the appointment, she was cracking up, saying she was going to tell her husband I snatched her wig off of her head for her appointment. I think the most recent. Do you ever take it off in the room with the patient and like have them set it off to the side on the counter? The last time I did that, I could see it through like the Faraday cage, like looking at me the whole time. And it was like curly and dirty blonde. It looked like a raccoon just staring at me the whole time.
It's just
I
right
tried to get
there.
behind the
Oh
iPad so I
man.
couldn't see it.
Ah, yeah. We always joke. I was like, yeah, we definitely seen those wigs there, man. They always joke. We're like, put it on, just like
Try it on for size, see
scanning
what
him.
you'd look like with like
But yeah,
40
that's
inch
funny.
blonde bust
Yeah, just
out.
like, yeah. Damn, I still know a lot of artifact. I don't even know what that is. I gotta find out.
I don't think it's a
It's
shunt
not an.
because
It's not an. Yeah, it's not right.
maybe some type of like patch for craniotomy. I don't know.
Like that's a lot of
Plate?
artifact. Like a plate.
Maybe.
Let's check it out. See if I can find it. Ponytail.
Oh, no way. Ponytail holder.
Damn, I would have never
It's
guessed
really
that.
high. Why is it on the very top of there?
That's a high. Oh, well, maybe it's like a
What?
like it's like a bun.
It's like,
It's way up
what?
there. It's like a bun.
A
Come on,
man bun?
it's a high ponytail. It could
Oh
be a
my
man
god.
bun. Yep, fucking man bun. All right. Man bun artifact.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
That's hilarious.
How did it even fit in the coil?
That is funny.
Maybe it was like a tiny
Yeah, with the bun.
bun. Yeah.
Little head.
Oh yeah, pediatric
Tiny bun, little head.
patient probably, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Mm.
that's a trip. Man
You heard
bun
it here.
artifact. I would have never guessed that.
Put it in your notebook.
You heard it
Man bun
first.
artifact.
Look out for that.
Rewriting history.
Right, history here. All right, hold up. I'm gonna find another one.
Ooh, what about
What are the
metal artifact from mascara or false eyelashes? You come across that very often? Or
Yeah, I have seen it. Yep, the eyeliner. Our dry shampoo too, right?
oh yeah. One time I had a man that was wearing like
That's
the bald spot patch, like cosmetic spray
no
cover up,
freaking
and it
way.
caused artifacts.
That's
Just
crazy.
on the GRE or the Swan, not on any of the other
Wow.
images. But I was like, oh, tell me if your scalp gets hot, please. I don't want to burn you.
That's so it's like just like a little patch of hair. Like a little.
Yeah, he just sprayed it like on his bald
Oh, it's a
spot.
spray. Oh, the spray. Okay.
Yeah,
So
the
that has.
spray.
Oh shit. I wouldn't even think about that. I'd never
Mhm.
seen that.
That
That's
one's
crazy.
newer, I think.
Yeah, I've been seeing that on like just like random videos like on TikTok and like usually jokes. They're spraying like beards and stuff on their face with the
Yeah.
All right, hold
Or
on. Let
like
me
the
see.
perfect hairline, like the chiseled,
Yeah.
shaved hairline. Hmm.
It's crazy, bro. All right, hold up. Let me see.
Apparently, it has iron oxides, and that's what
That makes sense.
the mascaras and eyeliners have too.
Mascara or eyeliner creates artifacts due to presence of iron oxide.
There it
I know it's hard for you to see,
is.
but
Yeah.
yeah, that's a trip. Guess your eyes can burn. Damn.
The real question is, what would you do? Would you stop the scan and have them take it off and be behind 30 minutes, or just roll with it?
Just rolled it, man.
What if they're
No.
there for orbits?
I know. Now you gotta tell them to take it off, man.
Ooh. Yeah, take it off first.
Then they're gonna have to like put their makeup back. They're gonna be all mad.
Mhm.
So this was like a sex toy, I guess. And they're scanning her and they seen this thing. I'm like, dude, damn. And I guess like she was screaming in there or yelling. It's freaking nuts, dude. I guess there's metal in it.
Yep.
That's terrifying, man. That's freaking insane. It's kind of like embarrassing too. Like this girl went to the hospital with this thing stuck in her and then she got an MRI with it. It's like she didn't say anything. It's freaking wild, man. This would be like one of the worst nightmares to just do a scan and see that and then the patient yelling in there like that. It's like, dude, hope she's okay. But it's probably one of the worst things I've seen ever. But goddamn, just never know.
Yeah. How did they stay still long enough to get that image?
I don't even know. It doesn't even make
That
sense. A lot of people were
acquisition.
saying it was fake, but I don't know. It's freaking wild, man. Jesus. But oof. You just never know. You just never know. You wake up the next day, you see some like crazy stuff every now and then. But yeah, that's probably the worst. One of the worst.
When I was training someone, she wanted to know how to
Yeah, so it's
test
like
the patient's piercing when it was like their genitals. And she was like, do I just like hold it up to them? And she kept doing this. I'm like, no, just tell them to test
that's
it
the thing. Yeah, it's
themselves.
like
You're not
that's kind of
gonna
weird, you know.
like, what?
I would like to hear
And trust the
Tobias's
patient to
like
be
take
I
on
guess
that
honest about
because
it too.
he's like I don't know. I like to hear his take on that
Tobias,
because I
yeah,
mean, obviously
shout out.
you're not gonna be right there looking at it. I mean, yeah.
It's
Mm-hmm.
usually just the earrings, like the
Yep.
cheap hoops for all my patients. Or I don't know, how do you feel about
What
the
is that? Like the
subdermal
ears?
piercings?
Oh,
The ones that are permanent, it's just like under the
yeah.
skin.
I've only
Like some
yeah.
people get them on their chest or their
Oh, that's
back
right. Yeah, those are a
or
trip.
their
I mean,
cheeks, like their dimples.
it's never really been a problem, but some of the ones on the ears too, like those be throwing artifacts. But yeah, the ones yeah in the chest and stuff, I'm just like, what the hell? Like those
Hmm.
usually don't pull. I mean, so it's cool. But yeah, definitely different. Yeah, the one on the neck is crazy. I was just like,
Yeah,
that's
case by case.
yeah. But hey, man, it's a thing we got to deal with. A lot of people got piercings now. Um, it's a thing, man.
Oh, permanent jewelry is really popular now.
This is
Is that
MRI
live?
rather not. Okay. All right. So this is a scenario. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I think that's
Okay.
good.
So
That has a ring to it.
would
Yeah.
you rather scan a stanky foot, necrotic foot, flesh peeling off, bone exposed, oozing out, whole room smells, MRSA, or would you rather scan and then have to clean a patient that had massive diarrhea and peed all over the machine, inside the machine? Would you rather? Which one?
I'd rather not either one. No, but it is an easy decision for me because I don't mind scanning feet. I'm that tech. I don't mind scanning extremities, so
Okay.
I'll scan the nasty, stinky foot. But I'm gonna need
Okay.
something
Okay.
like Vicks Vapor Rub to put in my nose and probably 5 masks. But poop, no, I'm not. As far as bodily fluids, I would
Mm.
say mucus is no
Oh
go,
man, yeah, the poop
and
is
poop
just.
is a close second. So yeah, I can scan feet.
I hate scanning feet. I have to do. I do it all the
Are
time.
feet off limits
I
for you?
joked. I scanned every foot in NorCal, dude. Every necrotic foot, every diabetic foot. I think I did. I think I did
Every
it.
diabetic,
Osteomyelitis,
osteomyelitis.
gangrene.
Have you ever, sorry, we're getting a little off track, but have you ever scanned a patient that had live maggot larva in their big toe?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Same.
yes, yep.
Put a finger down.
I'm telling you, dude. Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, would you rather? This is a scanning scenario. So, would you rather scan a 90-year-old jaundiced patient for MRCP and they can't hold their breath, so you have to use respiratory gating? But they also are very inconsistent with their breathing, so it won't hold the respiratory triggering. So,
Yeah.
you know how that's going to go. So, that's the first scenario. Or would you rather scan a also 90-year-old dementia patient for SRS brain with and without
Mm.
contrast because it's needed? There's no option. You have to
Mm-hmm.
scan them. They have dementia. They have some medication on board, but they're only allowed one and a
Ah,
half
damn.
milligrams of admin.
Well, the abdomen one is gonna just drive me freaking crazy because I know the pictures are gonna be bad. And then you know what? I'm gonna go with the demented patient, dementia, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go with them because I feel like that's my
Hmm.
specialty, man. I feel like I do pretty good with those, man. Um, the thing is with them is like you have to constantly be trying to talk to them. Um, like I had this one guy that was just like, we're like, hey, we need you to sit on the table, and then he'd be like, I do this every day. Of course I can do it, and they're just like, they can give you a little aggressive. Um, yeah, man. But without the one whatever milligram of Ativan, that's what's gonna kill us there. That's what's gonna kill. It's gonna be a long day. Either way, it's gonna take hella patience. But yeah, I think I'll go with that one. I'll go with that one.
Mhm.
I have another one for you. Would you
Go ahead.
rather
Go ahead.
scan a 88-year-old male shaped like an L, like kyphotic, like that, no meds, has to be done, patient to have surgery, or
Mhm.
a
For
triple
what scan?
spine
What-
without
Triple
contrast? No,
spine with
without.
contrast or no?
Yeah, yeah. Has
Okay,
to be
without.
done.
Oh my god. So
Or
hour and a half or hour maybe.
or
Maybe. Okay.
a criminal known as the North County Strangler, by yourself, and yeah, he's aggressive. He's a little angry. He has like face tats, and you have to scan a brain on him, and you have to start an IV on him, and the guards can't go in. He has little zip ties on, but dude's like, he's a pretty big guy, and he's just mad dogging you the whole time. Which one would you rather scan?
Anything other than that last option. I'm
The
not
little
scanning
plastic zip
him.
ties.
I'm not gonna be in the same
Yeah,
room at all.
and he can
No
walk.
way. That's
It's-
horrifying. That is my nightmare. But I'm pretty fast. I
yeah, yeah,
have
and
good
they'll be zip tied.
reflexes.
Yeah,
Pretty quick with it. But no, no, no way. That was just such a vivid picture. I forget what the first
yeah,
option was. That
yeah.
was so scary.
The North County Strangler. But we always joked when we
Oh
scanned
man.
inmates. I'd be like, "Oh, no way," and I'd be like typing on the board, "No, that can't be him. That's the North County Strangler." And then like some other tech's gonna scan him, like, "Oh man,
Yeah.
this guy strangles everybody. He's dangerous."
Good
Yeah, and I'd just be
luck.
messing with them, be like, "No, they're not." I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And then they'll come in like, "Damn, that's them. Does he have a tattoo on his eye, under his eye? That's him." Like, yeah. Uh,
That's him. That's for sure him.
the
Positive
first one is
ID.
known as the L man. He's just bent like an L, like that.
Dang. The
So
element,
you
yes.
gotta
The 60-minute to 90-minute
okay.
scan all
You
day.
gotta
I'll choose
put a
it
bunch of pillows under him.
all day.
Um,
That's fine. I'll make him comfy. His forehead will be touching the top of the
his
board,
knees,
but it's
yeah.
okay. He'll have room for the
Mm-hmm.
headset then. Have you ever done that? Build somebody so far up for a spine that it actually
I
cleared
know
the
what you mean.
headset to go back into like the
Hell yeah.
CTL piece?
Even better. Give him the headset. It's like that's
It's
funny, man.
hilarious. Even better. See, I already have it all figured out. So I choose the
L
L
man.
man.
Final boss. Final
Choose the
boss.
L man. Maybe this, okay, this one's just shift related. So would you rather have a full shift scanning with an anesthesiologist that's super
Mm,
pretentious, high
mm.
maintenance, because they only open the schedule like once a month, they overbook it. So you're going to be behind, you're going to work mandatory overtime. And also the nurse that they schedule you with, you don't like
Damn.
them either. So it's just going to be a shitty day. Or
Jesus.
or you're going to be scanning also outpatients all day
Mhm.
scheduled, but they are implants that you've gotten clearance for. So you're technically scanning like off label.
Holy shit. Oh man. Off label implants? Damn.
Off label
That just
implant.
makes me hella paranoid. Um, that's where you lost me. I would, but where I'm scanning off label, I'm working by myself basically.
Yeah, you could work by yourself. You're not gonna have the anesthesiologist, nurse breathing
I'm
down
going
your
off
neck,
label.
the
I'm going
team.
off label and doing extensive research
Ooh.
on what I can and ChatGPT, and I'm getting
Mhm.
stuff signed, and
ChatGPT.
and I'm getting contracts signed saying that I'm not liable, and I'm just rolling every day. I'm just
Sign,
rolling the
yeah.
dice, like fuck it. Yeah, I can't deal with the anesthesiologist thing and the nurse thing. I can't. I can't. It'll wear on me. It'll wear on me. I can't do it. I can't do
Yeah.
it. All right. I got a scenario for you here. Another kind of like job. schedule.
Okay.
All right, so you got two scenarios. All right, so first one, you got an outpatient. It's close by, but you're scanning like 26 patients. It's busy. Good group of people that work there. You're cool with them, but it's just busy, man. It's busy. You're doing biopsies. You're doing this and that. But then you have another option to work at a
Mhm.
hospital, but the hospital is like an hour and a half away. But you can make like $40,000 more a year, but you're driving. You're in the car for like 3 hours a day, 4 hours, 4 days a week. Um, but then at the outpatient, it's close by, less pay. So what move you making? What move you
Mhm.
making? What would you rather do?
Mm. Even though I don't like commuting, because I've worked a job I've commuted 40 minutes for before.
Mm-hmm.
So anything more than that's going to be a lot. But even, that fact aside, I'm going to choose the commute at the like rural hospital with more pay
Yeah,
because I can keep myself occupied, busy doing the drive,
yeah, less
make use of my
less
time,
work. Like
less
26
work, less
patients as to
stress.
like 10 patients.
26 at a
That's
time.
freaking
Yeah.
wears on you, man. Yeah, wears on you. Wears on
Hmm.
you. It's a tough one. I choose the same.
Yeah.
I guess that concludes the game. Would you rather? This is a new
I
segment.
was like, do I have any more?
Or do we have any
Just
more?
trying to
I'll
think
put a
if I
little
had any
song in the beginning.
extras.
Dun, 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 dun. Would you rather
Am
work with
I
a
am I
narcissistic?
right? Rather not. Oh, coworker edition. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I could give you one more
Yeah, I got one of those for you.
coworker edition. Okay, you go first.
All right. Would you rather work with a coworker that's constantly spying on you, looking for you to mess up, and whenever you do something, you get an email
Mm,
from the supervisor, you know? Um,
yeah.
or would you rather work with someone that is that first person like doesn't really like you and they're just bossing you around, doesn't really like you, you don't really talk to them? Or would you rather work with one that is nice to you when you work together, like just nice, but you find out they are talking trash behind your back, to the people in the front desk that are like, nothing major, but they're like, oh, they're a little lazy. They don't pick up and da da da. Like, just little jabs, nothing too personal, but they're talking behind your back.
Hmm.
But then they're really nice to you in person. You guys are talking about your dogs and stuff. Which one would you rather?
Oh, both of them suck
One of them's kind of straight up with you,
because
though, I guess. What they're saying isn't, I'm saying the first one's not all
yeah,
lies, but they're making your day harder. You know what I mean?
I think the first person, it would just give me too much anxiety day to day, knowing that they're shadowing everything I do and looking for me to mess up. Because I think that's when I do actually mess up. It's
Mm-hmm.
when people are scrutinizing me or micromanaging. So I think I would rather work with people that are fake to my face because I do work with people like that, and I
Yeah.
just have to fake it to get through the day. It kind
It,
of sucks,
it,
but
yeah, it doesn't really bother me either. Like people that talking a little trash, and I'm like, what people are gonna do, I'm like, as long as it's nothing
hmm.
super personal. But if it's like little jabs, and I'm like, they're probably just bored or immature. It doesn't bother me because I know it's like people do it, but it's like, hey, we got to work together. Let's respect each other. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
But
people
yeah,
get obsessed though.
yeah,
It's
when they
like a
go too
level of
far,
obsession.
yeah. But if
It's
you're
weird.
generally, the thing is like if you're generally a good person and everybody knows it, knows your character, like
Hmm.
they'll defend you, and they'll be like, he's not like that, like So
Yeah.
if you know who you are, that's what matters.
Yeah.
But
Character
yeah,
shine.
yeah.
All right. So your would you rather coworker scenario is going to be: would you rather work with a tech that is super green, super new, Their training, like the tech that signed them off and comp them, really just wanted to get them out and done.
Hmm. Damn.
So they're not competent at all. So
Hmm.
you're gonna have to shadow their every move and teach them from scratch everything.
Damn.
Or do you want the coworker that has been in the field for 40 years, retired, but came back to work because they need the money. So they're jaded.
Yo,
So they hate working. And so every time
oh,
something bad pops up, they disappear. They they dip. And then when they
yeah.
do something that they fuck it up and then you have to correct them anyways. So either way, you are still doing all the work. You just have two different types of shitty coworkers.
Oh man, I've had both. You know
Yeah,
what?
same.
I'm taking. God damn, dude. I'm taking the older tech, man.
The retiree.
Honestly, yeah, I've worked with both, but at least the retiree, I'm like they hate being there. The vibes are off all day. At least the new tech, we are having fun until stuff goes bad. But yeah, you're right. The old tech, damn, this is a tough one, guys. This is a tough one. I'm gonna man. It's miserable working with the older tech that doesn't want to be there. I'm
Mhm.
gonna have to go with the newer tech and just hope for the best. And at least we'll have fun scanning. But they are gonna piss me off when they're not doing basic things. But I'm gonna hope for the best with them. But like
Yeah.
the OG techs that come back for the money, it's just a long day. It's been a long day with me, and they're just complaining about everything, dude. Everything. I'm just like, I can't do it. Like the music we play, you know the way we clean things, and I'm just, yeah, anytime a difficult scan's come out, they're gonna go, oh, I'm going on lunch. It's like 2:30. It's like, why didn't you go on lunch
Mhm.
at like 12? They waited till that hard scan came up and they dipped. Or
Yeah.
they'll toss you a screwed up pacemaker thing. But yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm going with the newer tech, and I'm thugging it out. I'm hoping for the best, and at least we'll have a good time scanning,
Hmm.
as long as they're there, at least positive attitude. Yeah, but that's a good one. Damn.
Same for me. I'm taking the new tech under my wing and I'm going to
Yeah.
correct them. Everything they do, teach them the right way. And if they won't learn, well, then I'll probably snitch on them because then that's a waste of my time. I got you need to be
You be in
fired.
there snitching. In there
A waste of
snitching,
my time.
dropping dimes on them.
The old tech,
That's
no, I
funny.
would never choose them. They suck all
Nah,
day.
they suck.
Back in my day, we didn't angle it that way.
Yeah. Making their old man noises and grunting when they're scanning. It's like, it's like,
I
dude,
can't start
I can't
IVs
drive.
anymore.
Got arthritis. And I'd just be like, oh, I can't work late because I can't drive at night. I'm just like, dude, it's dark when you drove up here. Like, what are you talking about? I can't drive at night. You live 10 minutes away. Jesus Christ. But yeah, they're funny.
They don't check their email. They're not going to do the
Oh no.
charting. That's a given. They're not doing the charting.
They don't know
They
their
don't know their
passwords, everything, dude.
password. The first 30
It's
minutes, they're going to
fucking
be
Google.
calling the help desk to get into the computer.
Oh man.
And they're going to be, behind on their e-learning. So they're going to get taken out of work to
Oh
go
yeah.
do those e-learnings anyway. So it's
That's funny. They're getting it today, man. Damn.
roasting them.
They're getting roasted today, dude.
It's all
Jesus.
love. That'll be me one day.
Yeah. They be talking about old shows you never heard of and stuff. It's
We
funny.
didn't have earplugs back then.
They're
We
all
just
deaf.
told them to
Can't
plug
even
their
hear.
ears.
Yeah, manually tuning the machine in the back or something, like driving MRI trailers yourself, all kind of stuff. I heard all kind of
Crazy
stories.
stories.
They're funny, man. Yeah, classic.
That's who passes on the torch. So That's what we got to do next.
Nah, yeah. We're gonna do this. They're gonna
They're
make
going to
fun of
make
us too.
fun of us. What are they going to
Always.
say about us?
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Rad Tech Rage, for coming on, talking to us. Any shout outs or anything, plug your TikTok and tell people where to find you.
Hey, thanks for having me, Kwame. Appreciate your time today. And if you want to see more of me, I'm on TikTok at RadTechRach. I have Instagram as well. I'm not really posting there, but I plan to in the future. So I'm sharing all my adventures in becoming an MRI safety officer and any questions you have about X-ray, CT, or MRI. So yeah, maybe we could get together on a future pod. But this was fun.
For sure. Yeah, we'll do some more pods, maybe a live stream. But
Dope.
thanks, guys. Comment below if you guys, yeah.
Awesome.
And anyway, we out of here, guys. Thanks for watching, subscribe, all that stuff. All right,
Bye.
peace.